Welcome to Live the Wildlife. This week we're heading to Colorado and show you some Rocky Mountain majesty.
You know something, Ernie, this is one of those hunts. It's a true adventure. It's a great hunt.
Oh man, and you talk about being up in the clouds where the sheep hang out. Incredible show coming up. Stick around.
To get drawn for the Colorado Bighorn sheep hunt is a rare opportunity. Thousands of hunters put in annually for this coveted tag, and only a few are awarded it. This hunt is not a typical backyard whitetail hunt. It's bighorn sheep hunting in the Rockies. These mountains are treacherous, they're dangerous, and they hold big sheep. A hunter will exceed 12,000 feet in elevation, where the air is thin, and the bighorn monsters rule the rocky ledges. This is extreme hunting, away from civilization. Treading here means help is a long way off if something goes wrong. This coveted hunt is one that most hunters only dream about.
Kind of got excited about bighorn sheep hunting when my dad and my uncle drew their tags back in 2003, and they drew them together as a group and went up as a group and got their two bighorn sheep together, and that was pretty exciting for all of us to see them do that. And me and my cousin kind of got into it and started applying for ourselves, and me and my boy decided we would go to the Rocky Mountain Bighorn Society's annual banquet this year on April 24th, and we went there and we decided to buy some raffle tickets and spend some money on some things, and picked up some raffle tickets for this statewide bighorn sheep tag. And I'll be darned if they didn't call my name.
The Rocky Mountain Bighorn Society sort of storehouse these auction and raffle tags, which this last year Jeff Erker of Colorado won the raffle tag. The nice thing about the tag is you are not limited to one unit like most hunters. You can go anywhere in the state that has an open unit.
Well, this big ram down here could be on private as far as I know.
Now the winner of the raffle and holding his tag, Jeff is allowed to hunt in a very broad area of the Rockies. It's very important for him to study topographical maps, so he's knowledgeable of forest boundaries and is able to navigate through the mountainous terrain. Much preparation goes into this hunt. Jeff always has a hunting companion, and they set up camp near the base of the mountain.
1 3/4 girl and a lead on 7 big rams. That's what we're after.
It's opening day for Jeff, and he's hoping that all his research and scouting will pay off. The first month of hunting is archery, and that means getting close.
First thing in the morning, crack of dawn, right at 6:30, just getting light, come around the corner and there's a full core ram standing right there. was archery season, and we had him right at 50 yards 3 times. Ernie was pretty much pressuring me that I better get that one on the ground. Just was almost ready to put an arrow on.
Up next on Live the Wildlife,
Stop. Good.
portions of Live the Wildlife are being brought to you by Dead Downwind, Nikon, Darton, Bob Vitro's True Life Taxidermy, Silent Predator Clothing, Square Vision Productions, Ameristep, Interlock, Gold Tip, High Country Archery, Bullseye Archery in Cheyenne, Wyoming, Trophy Taker, Thrill of the Hunt Productions, Archer's Addiction, and by Trigger Time Gun Club. You're watching Live the Wildlife, extreme bighorn sheep hunting in Colorado.
It was archery season, and we had him right at 50 yards 3 times. Just was almost ready to put an arrow on.
I gotta tell you, when we got on this first ram with Jeff and he said he wasn't gonna shoot, I thought I was gonna throw him down the mountain. What do you mean you're not gonna shoot? It's at 50 yards.
The only thing wrong was it was the opening day, the very first day of a 5-month season, and I wasn't ready to quit sheep hunting yet.
This is going to be a good year. August 1st. I'm going to hunt until December 31st. I'm looking forward to that many, many more times. That was cool.
Being that Jeff's sheep hunt was only a few hours' drive from his home in Colorado, he has the opportunity to share it with his family. The Colorado Bighorn hunt is a group effort. Typically, a number of assistants are alongside of the shooter, spotting, looking, supporting, and hunting alongside of the tag holder. For Jeff, his loved ones were alongside during just about every outing.
You know, to share something like this with your family, and to have my son there, Jake, I'd promised him that hunt when we won that ticket. It just meant a ton. And to have Quade, my other son there, so interested in going, it just meant a ton. The time we did spend on the mountain with those 2 boys, and the weekend that my wife went with us too, you know, I can't say enough about how good they were to be the troopers and climb up these hills with me. And it was quite an experience to last for my lifetime.
Sheep hunting in this rocky terrain is not a simple hunt. If the sheep go up in altitude, so must the hunt.
Ernie was thinking he needed a walk this morning, so we climbed all the way up here to look through these cliffs and find some sheep.
These rocky ledges and peaks are just a slight obstacle. An obstacle the hunter must overcome. It takes endurance, months of training, and determination to overcome all challenging elements on these mountains. And in the end, the payoff is not just a trophy animal. It's knowing the unconquerable had been challenged and beaten.
Stop.
It's time for this week's reality check. And this week we're talking about bighorn sheep hunting. Now, bighorn sheep hunting is definitely a group sport more than an individual. It takes a lot to draw a tag, and a lot of people want to be involved because they may never have the opportunity to pull the trigger themselves. There are a lot of references you can use. The Rocky Mountain Bighorn Society has a lot of information to help you with your hunt. Your friends and family also have a chance to go along, which makes it a great opportunity to spend time together in the outdoors. So make sure you use all the references that you have at hand with the Rocky Mountain Bighorn Society, friends, family, other people that hunt, and make that hunt special for more than just yourself.
Up next on Live the Wildlife,
Get one of these rams, 9 rams on top of the hill.
A skull cap and horns typically can weigh over 30 pounds.
Dang.
Rocky Mountain Bighorn Society, a nonprofit conservation organization, plays a very important role in addressing the concerns about the future of bighorn sheep. Members of this initial group included hunters, artists, ecologists, photographers, and wildlife professionals, all of whom shared a common goal: to support the Rocky Mountain bighorn sheep and its habitat, and to promote and enhance interests in and knowledge about these magnificent animals.
The Rocky Mountain Bighorn Society does work in direct contact with the Colorado Division of Wildlife. We fund approved projects to keep and put bighorn sheep on our mountains in Colorado and surrounding states.
It's not uncommon for a hunter to see an ear-tagged sheep that the Colorado Division of Wildlife has relocated. This is a tracking system such as banding waterfowl that allows the authorities to study, monitor, and learn behaviors of the sheep, furthering programs that ensure this animal's continuation as a thriving species. After months of weekend family excursions on the mountainside, Jeff is getting closer. If it weren't for the Rocky Mountain Bighorn Society, Jeff and his family would never have been able to enjoy this season-long hunt, a hunt for his perfect ram.
Heading well into rifle season, and of course it's getting into the start of November, and Ernie decides he needs to go whitetail hunting because he thinks they're in the rut. I told him I'm going sheep hunting because they're in the rut too. So he went one way, I went the other, and we headed up the mountain, and well, it was about 2 days before I was gonna go up, and he says, I got a cameraman for you. He's gonna go with you, and his name's Herb. And so Herb and I hooked up, and turns out nobody else could go but Herb and me and my youngest boy, Jake, he's 13. So we loaded up, headed out early in the morning, left our house at 3 o'clock that morning, got to our hunting destination right about 7 o'clock. And immediately spotted 7 rams crossing the hillside.
Really, it comes from that big ridge. It drops down here, and then it comes back up. It goes right to that saddle between these 2 points.
It was just one of those days you knew things were gonna come together for a little bit. We were 2 miles away from these rams, just looking at them, but I was shaking. I was trying to be steady and see what I could see and see what was there. Couldn't judge the size or anything, so we headed up the Forest Service Road.
We'll get one of these rams, 9 rams on top of the hill.
Got to a spot in the timber and looked up there, and there's a big herd up there. Those 7 rams just joined a bunch of ewes. I told you the rut's on. So this could be the real deal. We had to get to the top of the hill yet. Took us a little over 3 hours to get up there and keep ourselves concealed, hidden. They were on an open grassy hillside, real steep slope hillside. Rocks on both sides, cliffs down below them. We really had to stay on one side of the ridge, keep out of sight of them, and just kind of work our way over there.
They're all bedded down. The ones I saw were the ones at the top were bedded down facing that way. They're still probably 700 yards over there. Let's go see if we can get one.
we counted 19 rams all together in this bunch. It was a relaxed situation. We set up the camera, we set up the spot and scope, got a look at all of them. I just barely peeking over the rock. And the last one I saw closest to us, right around the corner of the rock, he was laying there facing away, and the mass on the back side of him, boy, it was immediately, we knew that was the biggest of the 19 rams down there.
Up next on Live the Wildlife.
See that one to the right of him? Uh-oh, you ready? You're on him? You on him, Jake?
Welcome back to Live the Wildlife. Jeff's 5-month hunt for the perfect ram is coming close to the end. Now being rifle season, it's time to get serious about harvesting that ram. It's taken Jeff and his son over 3 hours to stalk up the rocky mountainside. His target was spotted below timberline, and Jeff has now reached an altitude of over 13,000 feet. After scaling around these rocky outcroppings of the side of the mountain, Jeff has gotten into position. It's a good thing it's now rifle season, because this shooter sure isn't in bow range.
60 yards. I like his dark chocolate coat too. So that one to the right of him. Uh-oh, get ready. You're on him. You on him, Jake? Got him. Stop. Stop rolling.
I looked up after the recoil and I caught him again, and he was rolling down the hill, and boy, I started smiling and I was happy, and then he kept rolling down the hill and I was a little nervous.
See where he's at?
But that was it. That was one heck of a show to see that.
Good job, Jake, buddy. You were with me on the whole deal. 458 yards.
I didn't know exactly how big he was, but I knew he was big. I knew he met a lot of my goals, and it was time to pull the trigger on him. Took us almost an hour to get down off these rocks, coming through those chutes. We were going one by one, so the rocks were coming down behind us, so we had to step out of the way while the other guys coming down. Took us nearly an hour to get to that ram.
Yeah, that one. He's looking good. Looking good. It's day 21 of the statewide Rocky Mountain Bighorn Society sheep raffle ticket, and we came across these rams this morning. 7 of them joined up with 17 and 2 more, so we made 19 rams in one bunch. Put the sneak on them about 2.5, 3 hours later, and got as close as we could. Had time to judge what we wanted. Picked out the biggest one of the bunch, and the other 18 got away. Had a lot of good hunts with a lot of good friends. Good times with the family. My boys had them down here several times, and I had my wife down here once. And we actually ended up seeing 124 rams in those 21 days. And this boy here was Biggest of them all.
Out of those 124 rams in 21 days of hunting, this is the only ram I put my crosshairs on, and boy was he worth it. Sheep hunting's not an easy thing, and a lot of pressure to go along with this, and I think I've thanked the Rocky Mountain Bighorn Society several times for that pressure, but it was good. I want to thank them for everything that they've done to put these hunts together, have an opportunity to even have this tag available to us. What a great group they've been, and I want to thank them for the good and the tough times and just everything that they've done for me.
Next week on Live the Wildlife.
We're going to start next week's show for whitetail in New York, and then we're going to head to Wyoming for an off-the-charts mountain lion hunt.
Oh man, there's nothing like running with the hounds. I can't wait to check this out.
Would like to keep running with the hounds. The way this ended up is pretty incredible. You got to tune in next week.
Closed caption is being brought to you by Darden Archery.